you're able and you'd like to stand with us, we'll sing into this day together. I'm letting in new information into this body. I'm changing the old pathways in my mind. I know there's no going back, 'cause I'm running on a different track. I'm letting my soul be renewed today. Let's sing that again. New information. Letting in new information into this body. I'm changing the old pathways in my mind. I know there's no going back, 'cause I'm running on a different track. I'm letting my soul be renewed today. Love and abundance. I'm letting the love and abundance come my way. I'm making room in my life for all I dream. I know I am what I believe, so I'm holding up a vision of me in perfect flow with the infinite every day. Let's raise it up a bit. Here we go. Letting in new information into this body, changing the old pathways in my mind. I know there's no going back, 'cause I'm running on a different track. I'm letting my soul be renewed today. I'm letting the love and abundance come my way. I'm making room in my life for all I dream. I know I am what I believe, so I'm holding up a vision of me in perfect flow with the infinite every day. In perfect flow with the infinite every day. In perfect flow with the infinite every day. Well, take a minute to greet some of those lovely neighbors out there.
Always new people. It's so cool.
I'm in the right place
love to invite any kids who are here with us today to join the teachers up on stage. And if we have any teenagers in the house today, the teen group will be meeting today during service, and you can meet Rylan in the back if there are any teens here today. But we will sing. Are any kiddos who want to come up to the stage? Come up. We're going to sing you out to this beautiful outdoor classroom behind us. Hooray for the world. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We've got Mother Nature and the human race. The world's got trees and bumblebees, rivers and lakes and the open seas, mountains and valleys and animals too, and a sun that shines on me and you. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We got Mother Nature and the human race. We got Mother Nature and the human race.
All right, I know you all want to see me a little longer, but now we got the microphone going. My name's Philip Flores. I am the practitioner of the day. Any of us that you see wearing a stole are prayer practitioners here at CSL. There's plenty of ways where you can receive prayer here. You'll see them up here on this slide. And go ahead and join me for this opening invocation. So hello. Hello, Spirit. Hello, CSL Bellingham. Hello, love. And I welcome this power of love, this power of connection, this power of oneness, right here, right now, as we gather and sound louder and appreciate the power that is surrounding us in each and every moment. So I open up my heart, I open up my awareness, I open up my love to this moment, to this time, and welcome the powerful words that Reverend Debora will share with us today in regards to love. So welcome, hello, CSL Bellingham, and so it is.
So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. I will share, 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 this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. I will share. secret, so precious, this love, so sacred, so secret, so precious, this love. I brought this song to you all a few weeks ago. It's just kind of a quick, throw it in the offering. Maybe you might remember the song if you were here, but I wanted to bring it as a more of a offering before the talk today, because the talk is very much in alignment with this idea of loving, which much of what we hear about on Sundays is about showing up in love and being that reflection of the divine love that is around us at all times. And this song came through to me while I was on a trip in Kauai, the first time I went to Hawaii at all, just in May. And I was sitting outside listening to the birds I had never heard before, tropical birds that I didn't recognize, and this song dropped in. I am here to love. 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 Feel free to sing that. I am here to love. 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 Once more on that part. I am here to love. 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 Next part goes like this. I am here to love. There is a knowing that my heart stay open to this way of healing for myself, for each and every sacred being. I will generously share this infinite love. Again, I am here to love. There is a knowing that my heart stay open to this way of healing for myself, for each and every sacred being. I will generously share this infinite love. I am here to love.
Thank you, Tabor. Thank you for writing that song. And for doing it on the island of Kauai. Since I grew up on the island of Maui, it feels like a gift in many layers. So today we start our journey. It's a month-long journey into various aspects of love. And trying to understand love more deeply by its foundations. And one thing we'll discover, if not already known, is that love begins inside of us. It's an inside job. And then it moves out into the world. And then the world starts to reflect that love back to you. It's a giving and receiving process. And so the promise of this month-long journey, if you'll hang out with us on it, is that you're going to develop deeper connections with other people, as well as experience a more compassionate world. So anybody want to go on the trip with me? Okay. I'm reading this beautiful book by Thich Nhat Hanh. Perhaps some of you have read it. It's The Teachings of Love. Just a beautiful meditative journey with a lot of practical suggestions as well. So Thich Nhat Hanh was a Vietnamese Buddhist monk. He was a poet, a scholar, and a human rights activist. He was a young adult, middle-aged adult in Vietnam during the war. And he was kicked out of the country because he would not support either side. So that's what Buddhist teachings will do for you. But he was nominated for the Martin Luther King Jr. Nobel Peace Prize, and he's author of many, many books, led many retreats worldwide, taught the world this mindfulness practice, and he passed in 2022 in his mid-90s. So he said that happiness is only possible with true love. And in the Buddhist tradition, it has the power to heal and to transform any situation we find ourselves in. And it brings us deep meaning. So as I said, he has the explanation, but then he teaches us how to embody it and take all this deeper. He has a section in his book where he says, we have to heal the word love. That he said, sometimes words get sick. Because in the West, we use this word love to mean many things. Basically to indicate preference. I love chocolate. I love taking a walk. I love is kind of a term of preference. Now, that's not love in the Buddhist tradition. Love is an actual energy field that you carry in yourself, and it makes you stronger and helps you care for the well-being of not only yourself, but other people and other living beings on our planet. We all need love, and we all need to love. Again, the giving and receiving, it's a cycle. So we have the capacity to love and to understand each other, but perhaps we just haven't taken the time to truly get into this deeper nature of love. So that's the invitation this morning. Studying love can help us discover the elements that make up true love and allow us to develop deeper love for ourselves at the beginning. And it's such a vast subject. And so I'm going to just touch on certain things today. I'm going to share a couple of practices that you can test out for yourself, because this is all about proving it to yourself that there is a different experience that can be called love, but truly is a power a power force to change how you're experiencing your life. So, as you can tell, I have an archetype of teacher. It's my form of ministry. So you're going to get 2 PowerPoint slides during my talk. To satisfy the teacher part of me, anyway. So we're going to bring that first slide up. These are the principles that Thich Nhat Hanh calls the 4 immeasurable minds. And we translate them more in English in the easier way, the 4 elements of true love. So that's what I'll use to call them. But the first is loving, and he preferred just the word loving, but loving kindness is certainly strong in the Buddhist tradition. It's the desire to offer happiness. The next element is compassion, the desire to remove suffering from other people. Third is joy, the desire to bring joy to other people around you and then allow their happiness to bring you joy. And equanimity, it's the desire to accept everything and not discriminate. Now, this is maybe a harder one because you love because loving beings need your love, not because they're a friend or a part of your family or a part of your nation or a part of your religion. You're loving without discrimination and practicing true love. That's the challenge, and we'll get into that a little bit better. But as you can take on these elements of consciousness, you're going to begin to live a beautiful and peaceful and joyous life, because you are creating that force field around you and learning to love and be loved. And it can be so simple. I'll tell you a story because I'm consciously choosing love. But a couple of weeks ago, I woke up, wasn't really very awake yet, but I was dressed, and I went out to my front yard, and I was picky-poking around, deadheading flowers and that kind of thing, and looked down the street, and I saw a neighbor, and sometimes you can just feel it, when somebody kind of would love attention or love to connect somehow. And because I was just beginning my day and I had a long list of stuff, I thought, oh, no. And though I was pulled, go talk to her. And so I did. I walked down, a couple of houses down and just chatted with her about her flowers, about her yard, about what she wanted to change in her yard. It was not about the talking, right? It was about listening, smiling, witnessing, and essentially silently saying, you are worthy, you are valuable. I enjoy connecting with you. And she started to beam. And it doesn't take very much time. That was not a long thing. But we both felt like we'd started our day, I'm assuming, because of the way she looked, that she also felt what I felt, which was this is a great way to start a day, just with a little moment of connection, a little moment of love. Very, very simple. Just remembering to do it. Let it become a pattern. So this philosophy is very much in alignment with the Science of Mind philosophy. And in Science of Mind, you hear a lot. God is all there is, and God is love. So it does raise the question, how could we say that someone or something is not of God or is not of spirit? And that's based on this core belief in Science of Mind that everyone has the divine spark within us. That connection to all that is, that connection to life itself is planted in all of us. And so we love the spark in ourselves and acknowledge the spark in other people. Isn't that what Namaste is all about? Is acknowledging the divine in each person. And so the question is, why would we put limits on the wonderful variety of ways of being God that are different from ourselves? Except that we are all doing that, right? We all have this element of judgment or comparison, or not that one, but maybe this one. So that also is part of the duality that we live in. And it takes practice to truly create the new pattern of seeing the spark in everybody. So these 4 elements of love, they're not something you attain and then you just statically are in it. I wish that was the case. But it's something that we practice so it becomes more regularly the state of consciousness we're in. And we remember, oh, I can choose love. I can choose connection. I can choose compassion rather than judgment or isolation or loneliness in this moment. And so every day we can get into a deeper embodiment of love, actually feeling it in our body, living it in our body. So let's go into this a little bit deeper with some quotes from this book. Here's the first one. It's about practicing. The Buddha taught that it's possible to live 24 hours a day in a state of love. Every movement, every glance, every thought, every word can be infused with love. Okay, so this is a wonderful ideal to live. And there are people who do it, who have accomplished it. But it can be challenging, it can be daunting, and so that's why we practice it. That's why we do exercises that come out of the Buddhist tradition to teach us how to live more deeply, how to more automatically respond in a loving way. And so let's look at, not yet, but just about there, I'll get a new slide for you in just a moment. I want to do one more quote. And this is, if we learn ways to practice love, compassion, joy, and equanimity, we will know how to heal the illnesses of anger and sorrow, insecurity and sadness, hatred and loneliness, and unhealthy attachments. So that's a big promise, isn't it? It truly is a life-changing promise. So let's go to the next slide. So, as I say, it isn't just something you say, I'm going to be loving now. I'm going to be compassionate now. It's a practice, definitely a practice. So here is one practice for our talk today. And there's not just a single practice, but here's a place to start. And that's using affirmations throughout your day as a daily practice, so that they're available and ready for you when you hit a challenge in your life. And you might pick one practice a day, one affirmation a day. But as you move through them, that then becomes a new pattern for your responding to what's happening to you in your life. Now, these are examples of words, but it's basically showing the intention, and you would use the words that feel right for you. These words are coming out of the Buddhist tradition, and they're beautiful words. And I have a few copies of this slide available, so come up and see me afterwards if you would like to get a written copy of this. So, in the element of love, repeat daily whenever you can, may all beings experience acceptance, trust, sufficiency, and safety. Develop that as a daily practice, and then it's going to be available to you when something difficult comes up, because it'll be in your mind already. Compassion. When you see someone struggling, regardless if you know the story or the details, you don't need to know that. You can just quietly say to yourself, I see your struggle and suffering. I have also struggled and suffered, and I extend my heart of care to you, as I know this does not feel good. May your struggle and your suffering pass soon. So I can imagine doing this just as I see someone on the street. I can see saying this when I see terrible tragedies occurring in the world. I can send this out almost as a prayer to the world. Joy. Start each day with the question, what joy can come today? And it's not an attempt to plan or program joy. It's an invitation to the possibility that joy can happen for you today in some wonderful and surprising way. Again, programming yourself to invite joy into your life. And finally, equanimity. As often as you can, state in your mind, at this moment, I trust God or Spirit or Source as my supply. Whether or not you have any proof of this, make the claim. Trust the universe. The universe is operating for you and not against you. That in and of itself can be an affirmation. The universe is operating for me, not against me. So this is a practice, and these are some ways to do a daily practice, focusing on one element at a time. So now I want to go into a challenging aspect of this, and that is acceptance. Because all of us have a place in our life where we're perhaps not accepting life as it is unfolding for us. Because acceptance does not mean that you like everything that's happening, that you have to like every circumstance or agree with every experience. It's about acknowledging that this is the reality. This is how life is for me right now, not how, and it may not be how you wish it would be. But there's a magical thing about acceptance. It's saying, yes, this is what's happening to me right now, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's painful, but it doesn't mean you're resigned to it. But the acceptance is what opens the door up to more freedom, because it's letting go of the fighting, the resistance, the struggling, the judgment, the inner turmoil, and that keeps us separated from love. So there's a willingness to flow with whatever life is bringing, because it takes you beyond the field of preference into a more expansive experience. It helps us move through challenges with more of an open heart. It makes space for love to come through even in uncomfortable and painful experiences. My most recent story about acceptance is one you might be familiar with. I wonder how many of you, like me, in Dr. Andrea's final year with us as our senior minister, said, how come she just can't stay? She seems to be doing fine. Why? I had the privilege of being able to work with her last year before her retirement, and we would have weekly times as I was getting to know the beautiful people here in this community, and I would meet bumps in the road or challenges in the road, and I'd go to Dr. Andrea and say, any suggestions? And she would have a beautiful thing to tell me, something more about the background, more about the people, wisdom based on 13 years of ministry here, building this community. And it was so helpful to me, really helped me broaden my understanding and my place in the community. And so part of me was going, like I said, can't you just stick around? This is really helpful to me as a person. And yet I know, a part of me knew as the year was concluding, it was time. There was something else for her to do. There was something else for me to do. We had individual journeys on individual paths. And that helped me move into this year with a loving attitude, with an adventurous attitude, with the idea of let's walk this path together, all of us. And that's the spaciousness. That's the love beyond being the preference point. So each one of us have gone through challenges or losses, health crises, loss of dear people in our life, financial challenges, losses of jobs, family disagreements, whatever these are. It's like a training field to use these 4 elements of love with the addition of acceptance of what is, because it makes space for love beyond preferences. So how do you want to actively practice love this week? Not as a platitude, not as a comforting phrase, but as something you actually live, consciously choose to live. You might seek out certain people, certain types of experiences, certain spaces where you can intentionally embody these 4 elements of love. Because practice is what moves us beyond our comfort zone and into the edges of our capacity to love. And that's what grows us. That's what evolves us. But we are all capable of doing this. And it's growth, and it's worth the effort. We become more expansive beings in this practice. And if this feels right, find a friend to do this with. Maybe your spouse, maybe a family member, maybe a dear friend who is on a similar path as you. Sometimes it's more fun to do it with someone else and then talk about your experiences. And come up and talk to me throughout the month. Let me know what your experiences are. I'd love to share that. So I'm now going to share a second practice for us. It's more of an internal practice. So this is more external. And now I'll do internal. And it's a love meditation practice. First, I'm going to tell you a story about how I used it. So last week, I have a lovely little dog, a Shih Tzu Poodle mix, and his name is Frankie. And Frankie had a plumbing problem. His pipes were not flowing, let's just say. And I knew, while it wasn't fatal, this was going to get serious if I didn't do something fast. So we went to the emergency vet. I don't know if any of you have been to the emergency vet in Mount Vernon, but it's a highly used resource, let's just say. So there were like 8 dogs ahead of us. But we got a quick triage with the vet tech who unplugged the problem, which then developed a second problem, which was the flow was happening. So I was sitting there. We did go outside to do what we could with that. But I was sitting there in the waiting room with a very unhappy dog. And the other pet owners who were there were all very patiently waiting because we'd been told this is going to take several hours. And so the vet tech said, I can fix your dog, we can clean him up and all that, but it's going to take, I got to triage all these 8 dogs ahead of you. So, okay. And as I said, the other people were beautifully patient. But a family came in. Their dog had just been bitten by another dog. It was very dramatic, very crisis, blood, 2 little children. The children had not eaten dinner. And so there was a vending machine full of sugary and salty snacks. And pretty soon, this was happening. Lots of energy, lots of kids running around, all that stuff. So the vet took their dog back, came back with a bill for $1,200. And that dad lost it. So this is way too much money. I'd never spend this kind of money for a dog. And profanity, profanity, profanity. Until he certainly had every one of our attention. And the receptionist said, "Sir, please mind your language." Went into prayer and meditation like that. So I used this love meditation, which we'll do together. And lo and behold, I could feel the shift. I could feel things calming down. I could feel relief. And he went and talked to the receptionist, who was wonderful, by the way, and he ratcheted down and eventually apologized to her for his use of language. The vet tech came back with a much lower cost possibility, and so they did that. And it brought in a new energy in the world, in that room, the world of that room. So it's important for us to be awake and aware in our world, and that we can contribute to increasing the good of people around us through the consciousness we're holding and emitting into the world. So let me teach you this love meditation, if you're willing. You can do it for each one of the 4 qualities. I'm just today going to be doing it with the love, the first of the love qualities. And it's an internal meditation. So I always ask people to uncross anything that is crossed. And close your eyes if closing your eyes feel good, or just go unfocused. And we'll take 3 breaths in, breathing in and releasing. Just feeling yourself supported by your chair, breathing in and releasing. Feel yourself deeply, deeply connected to the earth, to the planet, that you are grounded. And now take a moment to fill your mind with love. Experiences of love you've had, people you love, animals, pets, places on the planet that you love. Just remember all of your beautiful feelings and experiences where you felt deeply, deeply loving. And empty your mind of any thoughts or any emotions, any anger, any hatred. Just be. Then in your mind's eye, take this feeling you're having and let it move out of you, first from your front, and then to the left, and then to the right, and then let that feeling move out from behind you. Let that feeling move up through the top of your head. Let that feeling move down you into the planet. This is your mind in the consciousness of love. And it's a very wide, powerful love. And it can grow immeasurably until it eventually embraces the whole world. So now, let it embrace your beloved ones in your life. Those that are with you now, those who may have passed earlier. Just bring them into your mind's eye. And now let's broaden that out to this beautiful spiritual community, this Center for Spiritual Living in Bellingham. Let's spread love out to all who are part of or feel connected to this community. Waves and waves of love. And in your mind's eye, broaden that even further out to the city of Bellingham, to the oceans, to the Salish Sea, to the Pacific, to all of the life forms. See it move across our dear country, lighting up, adding love to every aspect of our country. Moving out now to surround the globe itself, the world itself. We're permeating the whole world with our mind that is filled with love. Wide, far, unbound, free from hatred, sending it out in all directions like waves of sound or light, like a pure white cloud enveloping the world. And just let yourself feel your desire for all living beings to be happy. Your intention to love. This desire to love enters your feelings, your perceptions, your mental thoughts, your consciousness. It permeates all that you are. And then it manifests through you in your actions, your speech, your activities. Just imagine this love moving through you in the way you are in the world, what you're doing in the world, how you're speaking in the world. And we see that the events that happen to us are filled with love. Imagine that the people and the experiences you are having are filled with love. And that wave of love determines even our future actions. They're directed by our will, which is now a will infused with love. And that becomes the energy that drives our actions and how we speak and connect and be with others. And I ask you now just to take a step in, another breath, breathing in and releasing. And come back to this time and this place. And as you feel ready, open your eyes, move your hands and your feet. And welcome back. Thank you for that gift to the world. One way to think about that is you can stop being a source of suffering in the world and become a reservoir of joy and happiness. You are this. We are this together. Thank you. Oof. All right. And now I'm just quickly going to, just before the ushers come forward, have us do our prayer. So we'll do our prayer for the attraction to us of our next senior minister. So we're putting this into play as well. This desire for the perfect one to come to our door. So would you read it out loud with me? There is one infinite mind, one creative intelligence that encompasses and flows with all beings. There is one love that embraces and sustains all its creations. As members of our beloved spiritual community of CSL Bellingham, we affirm our oneness with this one mind and one love. I speak my word of truth. Yep. And I'll just speak this together. There we go. I speak my word of truth that the perfect senior minister for CSL Bellingham welcomes this opportunity. This person brings us everything we envision and even more. Someone who treasures our teaching, our community, and our location in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. I know that love is leading us to partner in creating the perfect next chapter in the story of our center. I am grateful our next senior minister is well prepared and delighted to join our community in co-creating our. We celebrate our divine match. I release these words into the law of good, and I let them go. Confident is all unfolding as it should. And so it is. Thank you. Ushers, please come forward.
All I love is all around me. All around me there is love. Like a sea of open water and the trees that rise above. I know that I am worthy of the gifts that love can bring. All I love is all around me. Love is everything. All I love is all around me. All around me there is love. Lifts me up if I let it, especially when I give it up. There is no limit to its magic, so I raise my voice and sing. All I love is all around me. Love is everything. Love is everything. Love is everything.
Today is the first Sunday of the month. And the first Sunday of the month is when we get the update on the transition process. I apologize to you, I went a little bit long, so we're probably going to be about 5 minutes long in the service. So, but I appreciate your beautiful engagement in the meditation. Really appreciate it. And now invite Rana Biggs onto the stage to tell us about the update.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Rana Biggs, and I'm a practitioner here, and I'm also an adjunct board member. So as Rev Debs shared, this is our first Sunday of the month, so have a bit of an update about our senior minister search process. And deep breath, it's getting juicy now. I heard that. That was good. So let me catch you up timing-wise where we are with things. So first thing is to recall that we've had our open pulpit listing up, and we're almost at our 60-day minimum post marker. And this has presented us with a decision point. And we can ask Home Office to keep it open if we don't feel we have a solid applicant pool at this point, and that would give us more time for applications. We could just extend that opening. or we can ask Home Office to close it because we feel we have a rich enough applicant pool that we want to take the next steps and explore with those applicants a bit more deeper and begin processing those things. So the application review team at this time feels we do have a solid applicant pool, and we would like to close the listing. So President Dan has let Home Office know this, and our listing actually closes tomorrow. And so we do have another day. Maybe something else will come in. I don't know, but it will close tomorrow, and so that will get taken down. And it's kind of like a light switch, as we understand from Home Office. If our open pulpit is open, our listing is open, then we have to kind of stay in that place of receiving until our next closing date. If we close it, then we can go ahead and turn our attention to applications that we have, and then look at those as a next step. We can always turn it back on again somewhere later down the road, but that's kind of how it might feel like a light switch that way. So it is going to close tomorrow, and we're going to move from there. And in the meantime, the application review team had a really great meeting last week with Reverend Nan Bankston. And Reverend Nan is the Global Support Services Director with the Centers for Spiritual Living Home Office. And Reverend Nan has a very big job, part of which is she supports the management of open pulpit listings and the processes for applications and working with centers. She's also the person that works with us on the interim minister process with Dr. Bob. And Reverend Nan had a wealth of information about formulating our next steps, and she shared some really great insight for us to be thinking about what do those candidate weekends look like down the road. And so we're really excited to think about that in a very different way, and we have to start planning for that a little bit more. So in the next couple of weeks, the application review team is going to review anything that's come in, do discussion of application materials, do some initial outreach. It has been 60 days that it's been open, so we want to make sure that the folks who have applied, that they're still interested and ready to go. And their current goal is to have, by the Board of Trustees meeting in mid-August, some recommendations about who to move forward into candidate status. And so applicants who are moved into a candidate status are the folks that we would like to come to the center and have an entire weekend with our community and explore a bit further. And so our next bit is when those candidates get named and they get scheduled, there's going to be a lot of information about that. And we want folks to know about that, and we will trust that scheduling is going smoothly. And here's the thing. We are looking at September. That is our ideal time, so that's just in another month. And so we're really looking at working with, particularly Rev Deb and Clara. The schedule of what goes on at the center during that time is pretty significant. And we're really looking at any of the weekends in September as being possibly viable to have a candidate or multiple candidates come to the center for the weekend. We're not going to know those dates yet because we're going to be in partnership with those candidates and their life and what's going on and need to figure that out. But that's kind of where we're looking ahead and trying to set up that scheme. So if you want to start thinking about your weekends in September, this is good. This is good. So we'll take a look at that a bit more. The other part that is really important that I appreciated, Reverend Nan had some great examples of what a typical weekend schedule would look like. And we've been very interested to hear about what other centers have been doing and what those flow opportunities are like, because we really want to have some significant community engagement opportunities with the candidates. And so we've been really listening for what that's going to mean. We know our community wants connection to candidates, and the board is going to want your feedback, and we want to have that experience because this is where really the community perspective becomes incredibly valuable. And in some of the things that she was describing, there were three in particular that were really big yeses for us as far as how to start thinking about those weekends. The first was to really think about a more informal opportunity like an open house, and that often on the Saturday afternoon of a weekend, there's an open house that's more of an informal meet and greet. It's an opportunity for for community members to drop in, pop in, meet a candidate, ask some questions, but have more of an informal introductory time and a time to connect that gives a little bit of opportunity for anybody or everybody to stop by. And of course, and when I talk about the community in this moment, this is whether you're a member or not. This is anyone sitting in the audience. This is really to get that connection time in. So that's a big yes that we're going to look at structuring into those weekends. And the second, of course, is on Sunday that person, the candidate, would be the primary speaker for the Sunday service. So you get a chance to see that person engage from the platform, engage with the music team, with the practitioners. You get a feel for them as a speaker in that way, and to have them really help to do the process. We'll, of course, have a platform host and things like that, because they won't necessarily know the order of our service, but they'll have that presence on Sunday morning. And then the third part that we got excited about is in the afternoon, in the afternoon, that we would ask candidates to host some kind of workshop or a mini class in some way. So then you get this other experience of that person, again, still kind of a formal context, but you get an experience of their teaching, of how they're engaging with people, their style for working with learners, and how you can ask questions, kind of see what some of their specialties are. And we would probably do some framing about what the topic would be, whether it's science of mind related or spiritual growth and development related, but something that would have a pretty applicable theme. And those three elements would be open to anyone and to be able to participate in. And then the fourth part, or a fourth element that Reverend Nan talked about, are feedback loops. And we like that too, because that assessment piece and the community input is going to be so powerful. And so for any of those times, you as an individual could anonymously share. It would be probably think about like a survey or a feedback sheet evaluation, like something that you would be able to give your opinion and your experience and some perspective and insight about the candidate and whatever experience you've had with them. So these loops of information are going to be really powerful, and we're really looking forward to then shaping the weekends, kind of really thinking about community first, and then how do we build some of the smaller parts around that? Because there's going to be, there's logistics that we need to figure out with transportation and food and that kind of stuff. But those big pieces of community engagement are the ones we're hoping you'll start to anchor in. So as you look at your schedule in September and think about where you might be able to engage, you kind of get a flavor of that now, and then to have a really rich experience when the candidates are here. So here we are with that bit. And then just to know, I'll just say it again, this may go without saying, but I think it's important if you haven't been around the center, just to know the final selection of whoever from the finalists are to become our senior minister is done by a vote of the members. And so that is a moment where it is a members only vote at that point, but that is who selects the senior minister in the end, is the membership. So we have much to put together in the next couple of months. Just a couple of logistics. So we'll get there, but we hope you'll start looking ahead, and the application review team will be making haste in the next couple of weeks to finish up the review and processing and connecting with those applicants at this point. And then we are hoping by mid-August, when that board meeting rolls around, that they'll have a solid slate of candidates, and that we'll be able to do some outreach to those folks as to who we'd like to invite and shift into candidate status. And then once we do that, there will be a good flood of information coming out to folks, so you'll know who those folks are when things have gotten scheduled. So it's going to be a little less information, and then you're going to get a flood. So hang in there with that. But thank you. Exciting times happening, exciting times to come, and we've decided to keep that confidential at this point, because just out of respect for the applicants, because it has been a period of time since we've had it open, and that kind of takes people on a bit of a roller coaster if we're like, we had 6 and now there's 2 and then there's 4, and then it's like, well, we don't know what's happening. So we've also been asked to honor the privacy of those applicants at this point, which is kind of typical for most industry hiring processes, because we want to give those folks the respect of their time, and if they may or may not have alerted their communities that they're around if they are applying somewhere. So, but once we hit that candidate status, all bets are off. So we'll get there. But good question. Thank you. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Ronna. Thank you, Ronna. You're doing a great job, as so is that team. I'm going to do the announcements fairly quickly. The first one is supporting separated immigrant families. You know that we're part of the interfaith movement, and so this is the Walk in Faith Community Immigrant Support Network. And Sandy is here. So Sandy is, okay, right there in the back of the room. Hi, Sandy. She knows more about it. Next is just a request: when you park in the parking lot, pull your car all the way to the little concrete barrier so emergency vehicles can pass and other people can pass. Next is August 10th. The men's group is meeting. Wonderful group. And then I want to share with you the Science of Mind Recovery Discussion Group is changing its name to the Woods Group in honor of Ken Wood, who recently passed away and not only was a beloved member of the community, but was a founding member of this group. So the name is in honor of Ken, as well as the beautiful qualities of trees. And that's every Wednesday at 5:30. And next, just to give you an update, I know most of you know this, but Dr. Bob will not physically be with us, but he is in connection with us. He is still available to the leadership on transition questions and issues, and he's also available to you if there is a ministerial pastoral counseling need. So I'll be taking over some of his duties, as well as organizing the Sunday services and supporting practitioners and part of the transition process. But if you need to get hold of either Dr. Bob or myself, simply call the office, just to know that there is a continuity going on here, very consciously. And finally, a celebration of the latest Gourmet for God, the July 7th Hike with Heart. Our wonderful hosts, Shelley and Steve, and Christine and Steve Griffin. So Steve Larson, Steve Griffin. Appreciate it. It was a beautiful day. I happened to get to go on that one. And wow, the food was great, the camaraderie, the conversations. These events are so lovely to share these times. So thank you for everyone who is involved in that. And now, let's sing.
And I hope to see you again soon. 1.